Bluff City Media presents The Anthony Sain Show with your host, Anthony Sain. Now, let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain, here with my guy, man, Kenny Stubblefield in the building. Kenny, what's going on, bro?
Man, it's a beautiful day outside, bro. I love it.
Yeah,
I love this weather.
Yeah, it is
70 degrees, sunny. Man, it's nice.
Yeah, man, great day here in the M. I don't know where you got 70 degrees from, because I was like, no, I don't feel that damn good outside, but I'll take it. That's where it's
It
88.
was early. Oh, wait, never mind. It's too damn hot.
Like, if that's what you getting, I need some of that for sure. Well, Kenny, we are here, Anthony Sain Show. It is a Friday, of course. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. I don't know what's going on with my computer or my side computer. My screen keeps blacking out. I don't know what's going on with that. Probably got something going on with the cord.
You got Friday
man.
situation going on.
It's Friday, man. Yeah. My computer's ready for the weekend as well. I'm getting ready to go out of town. We're going to Magic Springs tomorrow.
Let's go.
The kids are ready. Julia's ready. I'm ready to get the hell up out of here. It's gonna be a good time for us. But yeah, man. Welcome to everybody that's tuning in.
It was 70 where? Yeah, bro.
Right, like no,
it was 70 earlier. It was 70 when I got out the house this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it might have been. That sounds about right. I had to go pick up Gabe earlier this morning. I had to go to traffic court this morning as well. Got my case dismissed, man. Hey, today was a good day, bro, for sure.
You got nice.
Yeah, I got like a run of 4 tickets, bro, like in the last 2 or 3 months. It's just been crazy.
Really?
Like what month is this? June. Now, probably the last 3 or 4 months, I've gotten like 4 tickets, and this was the last one of the series of tickets I got, and yeah, this one got thrown out. But yeah, I went in and got the printout of how much I owed them in tickets. I was like, damn, I ain't been paying tickets for years.
Yeah,
yeah. Had no clue. So yeah, I'll start taking care of that soon, very soon. But Kenny Stubblefield, the NBA will have a game 7 on Sunday, man.
Oh my God.
I did not see this coming. I thought, I closed the show yesterday saying, Halliburton, get your black suit ready, because the funeral is gonna be tonight. There was talks that he might not be able to go, and people already had their thesis ready to destroy him for having a bad game or not playing or whatever he was gonna do. Tyrese Halliburton did play last night. Kenny Stubblefield, 14 points, 5 assists last night, 3 of 7 from 3. This Pacers team, man. Say what you want about them. They are so hard to figure out, bro. So hard to understand. Nobody scored 20 points. I'm sorry. Obi Toppin had 20 points last night for the Pacers, leading them to scoring off the bench. It's just, and he only had 20. Like, nobody had like just this crazy game for them, right? And the fact that they came out and we were assuming that at best you would get a hobbled version of Tyrese Halliburton, and for them to come out and just dog race the Thunder last night at home, forced it to game 7. This series has been remarkable. For anybody that had doubts about how good this series would be, shame on you for sure. I was going back and forth about who was going to win this series in the middle of the series. I have no clue who's going to win game 7. I don't even have a prediction for game 7.
So game 6 changed your mind?
Yes.
Like a little bit?
I have the fact that the Pacers, at this point, bro, all this regular season stuff, all this team of history, all this, what they've done, like, it comes down to one game, bro.
One game,
like,
bro.
The Pacers have no fear of these dudes. They are equal. I think game 7 is going to be an absolute war. I tuned in to the 2 Bucks show today, and I put that in the comments. I said, it's going to be a war, man. Like, these two teams, there's no fear. The Pacers are not afraid of the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're not afraid of what they've done during the regular season, what they did in games 1 through 6. It's here, man. This is one game for the championship. We have not seen this since LeBron came back from down 3-1 when Cleveland beat Golden State. And for anybody who questioned these finals, man, you're going to see this has been a great NBA finals. And just, man, shout out to where the NBA is going, man. Like, these two teams are not shooting a ton of threes. They're playing great basketball, good pace. Man, this is what it's supposed to be, man. This is what it's supposed to be for sure.
Christian said something on the Bluff show this week, and I thought was super interesting, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it.
because we've made fun of the NBA for the presentation, right? Like the way that their production partners are presenting this NBA Finals. That it doesn't make it stand apart. Like they put more effort and energy into the Emirates Cup than they do the NBA Finals. Do you think the NBA has taken this series? Do you think they took this series seriously before it started?
Can't be. They can't have. Just because you would think that they would have put so much into this. You know what I mean? Like trying to it's either one or two things. Either they totally dropped the ball on this, or they really were like, okay, we don't have to do all that. These guys are going to carry this or whatever. I don't know. But the thing is, the NBA and their TV partners aren't the same person. Like how they display these things on television, that's not the same thing. That's why I can't wait until NBC gets involved in this, man, because I think they're going to handle this much better than TNT, ESPN.
You don't think the NBA has some kind of control over what their product looks like on TV?
And that's a TV presentation. No, I don't think they have anything to do with that at all. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe somebody can tell me something different, but it's kind of been disappointing how the game has been presented, because these games have been absolutely amazing, bro. Absolutely amazing. Having two stars that aren't just personalities like that, like Halliburton can do things that kind of can pop off, like the choke thing and the things he says sometimes. But to having two guys that are kind of nerdy, kind of cornballs, I guess that has some effect on it, how people look at this series. But man, the style of play, how aesthetically pleasing these games have been, has really been remarkable over the course of this series, and it's coming to an end the way that you would like to see every series go. 7 games. Oklahoma City opens as I think an 8.5-point favorite going into Sunday's game. What time is that game Sunday?
Let me look at the schedule. It is at 7:00 on ABC.
Cool. That's what I thought. Yeah. I want to go watch that game in a sports bar somewhere, but most of them aren't open like that on Sunday. So I'll see how that goes. If you could think of a place, if you're in Memphis and a place that's going to be open late on Sunday to watch the game, let me know. I might pop up, do something like that. But
are you finding yourself kind of at the point where it's like there's no need to really break down Game 6, no really need to break down Game 7. We know exactly.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, right?
The only thing I'll say is that I said that the only way not only do the Pacers have to win Game 6 to win the whole thing, they've got to beat the Thunder's ass. Like, it can't be like some game you pull out at home, because you're going to think, well, we can't do that same thing on the road.
Right.
But now the Thunder have to be questioning, like, okay, bro, like these dudes, like, you have to be kind of wondering, like, can we really pull this out? The fear and the pressure is all on the Thunder at this point, man. It's all on them. They're going to have to be the ones that find a way to pull this thing out. There's no pressure on the Pacers at all.
I think for me, the interesting thing about it is kind of what you hinted at a second ago, and what Wayno was talking about in the chat, like the ripple effect on the league moving forward.
Man. Yes, I said the same thing, bro. Like, get out of here with all this shooting 50, 63s in a game and all these math calculus problems of, well, if you take 3, even if you're missing 3s, it's no, bro. Get out of here with that, bro. Like this style of basketball is the antidote to what we've seen over the last 5 or 6 years with, even though Boston is a hell of a team. Yeah, all that, like these. Yeah. The only analytic to this is get up and down the court, man.
Just
like the more you got the ball, the more possessions you got,
right,
the more points you're gonna score. And it feels like something that's repeatable with our team, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we'll talk about some of that in the 3-pointer as well, based on this video that came out, this KCP interview, just dropping breadcrumbs out here, man. I was like, oh man, I'm salivating. I'm getting excited because it feels like we're a team that can do what they're doing. When you look at, when I say they, I mean both teams. You know what I mean? Both teams kind of have that makeup the same way the Grizzlies are trying to build their team with that for sure star, your superstar guy up front, or just a star playmaker with the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
Another guy that's like your versatile scorer, defender, and then just other high level role players on this team. So I like the way that both of these teams are built. Young, athletic, rangy, defensive. Because you talk about like the Thunder would be a very young team winning the championship, right? The Pacers would be a very young team
winning
the championship too. They've got Pascal Siakam, who's the ultimate asterisk, because I believe he's probably 35. But I mean, we'll leave that out.
What
man,
do they say he is?
Whatever they say he is, I'm adding 5 years to it. I mean, hey, this is a black man say that. Kenny, you can't say that, but a black man I can say that brother probably 35 years old. But I think this is going to be an awesome series. I'm excited because if this is a copycat, I would love to see the league continue to be this way. And it just feels like this is where the league is going, man, especially with the salary cap restrictions and all those type of things. I think that this series is setting up for what I think is going to be an amazing future, amazing future of the NBA, man. Like I'm so tired, man. Like I'm even getting tired of the Kevin Durant stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that era of the NBA, I'm just so over it. And shout out to teams like Houston for saying, like, dude, we want KD, but man, we're not giving y'all a bunch of stuff for that dude, man, because that's not even the way to win.
It's not the way to do it anymore.
Like, you can keep him over there if you want to, man. Shout out to Houston. San Antonio don't seem like they tripping about it either, bro. Like, yeah, man. Like, they're gonna move on whether they have Kevin Durant or not. So, and I like the Grizzlies announced that they're not involved in it, man. Build a team with a lot of versatile guys that can play basketball. Movable contracts, you know what I mean? Guys in that $12 to $15 million range, $20 million range. Get more guys like that on your roster, man. Let's see how this thing goes. Well, Kenny, we're about to take a break, man. When we come back, it's gonna be the 3-pointer here on the Anthony Sain Show. See you guys in a minute.
Here it is. Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderland Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show, Friday edition of the show, man. Ready to do our thing here with Kenny Stubblefield in the building. We did talk about the NBA Finals in the first segment of the show, going to Game 7, man. Nothing beats a Game 7 in the NBA. I heard somebody say the Game 7s are overrated, or something. I was like, bro,
Who said that?
Nuts, bro.
Who said that?
One of these dudes on one of these guys that come on the ESPN show, the national show before the local stuff says, like they were talking about that a couple rounds ago about Game 7 being overrated, or like, nah, bro, you are crazy. Like, you've seen 6 games of these teams going at it.
What about that? Did they give any explanation? Like, what about that?
I can't remember.
Overrated?
He said something, but whatever he said was super dumb.
Yeah, that sounds dumb.
I was like, nah, man, they played 6 games against each other. I think the dopest thing about the Game 7 is that whatever predictions you had going into the series, it literally don't matter, bro, because they played 6 games. Like, they're equal at this point, and whatever fear you had coming to the series, none of that matters, because y'all about to go at it, and they're about to go at it Sunday. The Thunder and the Pacers, salute to both of those teams, man. Only one will come out as the NBA champion. Like I said, it feels like an ushering in of a new NBA, and I'm excited if teams copy what these guys are doing.
Before we go to the 3-pointer, I want to ask you one last question about this series, specifically about the OKC Thunder. You have, for 2 seasons now, you've been talking about this idea of the historical side of the NBA in terms of NBA champions, age being a major factor in that. Mm-hmm. Specifically, you've been talking about the Grizzlies when it comes to that, just like everybody, the championship window's closed, and it's like, brother, like historically, teams don't win until their star players at this young. Is this OKC, I know it's game 7, and I know they can still win it, but they were a historically good regular season team this year, and they went to game 7 with Denver. Now they're going to game 7 with Indy. Is this kind of confirming that to you? Like they should. It feels like the historical dominance they had in the regular season has not translated as well to the playoffs.
Because what they're being asked to do, even though they are a historically good regular season team, is extremely hard and extremely rare, bro. For a team this young, led by young players who don't really have playoff battle scars like that, to kind of gain those scars on the go while winning, typically it doesn't happen, bro. Typically this Thunder team, after losing game 1, probably would have lost game 3 or game 4. That pace, you know what I mean? Typical teams would have lost game 4 on the road. But they were able to pull out that game and persevere. And like I said, it's what they're doing, what they're being asked to do is typically not how this goes, bro. Like teams that are that young typically don't win. And teams who've never had a conference finals trip, they typically don't win the whole thing. And they're on the verge of doing that.
Shout out to them because they're bucking history, but it definitely feels like they've, especially in this series, they are being
They look human. They're bleeding.
They look human. They are bleeding. Yeah.
If they can bleed, they can die. Shout out to, I think there was some Predator or whatever, but they can die, man, for sure. But like I said, I think this just kind of even makes it even better, bro, because it makes you wonder, okay, just how good is this Pacers team? Like this Pacers team, like we know they're the team that had the second best record in the league after January. Like that's really who they are. They're really a really good team in the NBA, and the same team that got up on us in the first half of the season. We came back and beat them by double digits. Yeah, they beat our ass by double digits in the last game. It makes it feel like, man, that's really a good team. Like they're really well coached and with a nice balance to their roster. That's what I like about the Pacers so much, man. They're a bunch of guys who are misfit toys and no name guys on their team, but they just get together and just make a really good team, man. Guys like Obi Toppin, who people thought was a bust, you know what I mean, after being the guy they got on the second the redraft, whatever they call it, you know, when guys, you know, they got him like that, and guys like that, and Thomas Bryant has been all over the place. Benedict Mathurin, who's, you know, a guy still, you know, doing his thing in the league. TJ McConnell, who's been around the league. Yeah,
it's crazy.
Just guys, man. And Aaron Neesmith, bro, was a guy that the Boston got, didn't play too much at all. Been around a little bit, and you know, just now he's a starter in the NBA. He's about to get paid. You know what I mean? So these are all guys who just shout out to them for sure, man. And the same thing with the Thunder. When you get into their bench, it's just guys who just they found a way to maximize those guys and that are playing for, you know, the greatest prize in all of basketball, all the NBA. But it's time for the 3-pointer, man. We're talking about 3 things in the Honor Brothers' mind. What? Day 3 of the Stephen A. Smith talk. It was this day 4. I don't know. But he's got bumped down a little bit. He didn't headline the show.
He didn't make the first part yet.
Yeah, he headlined. He didn't headline the first day either because it happened. I want to say, it didn't headline the first time, but he was in the headline definitely for sure in game 2. I might be wrong. I mean, day 2. I don't know, but yeah.
No, we went second segment. We went second segment with on day 1. Yeah. Day 2
it was all about him.
You preaching in that first.
Oh, this is the 4th day. This is the 4th day of Stephen A.
Oh, this is the 4th day. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, anyway, bro. Stephen A. Smith has said he's coming to the M. This guy's marketing, no matter what you think about him, the way he can market himself, the way he promotes himself. That too. But the way he promotes himself. He's gonna come down here kissing babies, shaking hands. He's probably gonna have some type of moment with Paul Young. He's gonna go to the city and drive all through it, and you know, probably play basketball somewhere in some park. So it's gonna be something, man. And this is just what he does, bro. Will any good to come out of this?
Take him at the Grizzlies Center.
Right to the Ma'am Gym. Hey, while you're in town, come check out one of the free clinics Stephen A. at the Memphis Magic Volleyball Institute is having. I need to reach out to Ma'am too, but no, I don't. They might try to take my shit.
Don't do that.
Even where is it? For they Christopher Columbus my shit for real. So Stephen A. Smith is going to visit Memphis But yeah, I think it could be dope, man. Who knows? I think it's gonna be goofy, but who knows what's gonna happen when Stephen A. Smith comes to Memphis. But Kenny, someone else is coming to Memphis. Kenny Stubblefield, that is Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Oh man,
did a podcast with some guys. I'm not familiar with who these guys are on the podcast that he did.
It's like Dog Nation or something like that.
Yeah, it just came out. The Dog Talk podcast. Not sure who these guys are. The podcast came out today, a couple hours ago. Only has 515 views. Somebody tagged me in it on Twitter, and I watched it real quick. It's like a 20-minute video.
So
it was 140. I said, I'm going to watch this joint, put it on 1.5 speed to see if I can catch this joint. But there were some things that I caught in regular speed, Kenny Stubblefield, that were great to hear. Interesting things. He said that y'all found out on Father's Day. I did not find out on Father's Day. Seems like he found out maybe Saturday night from the time where he was describing what happened. He said 11:33. And so I'm guessing I'm assuming that it happened maybe the night before he found out, got a call from his agent about Memphis, which I'm sure is what happened with D-Bane as well. I'm sure he found out Saturday as well.
No, he said he found out in his interview he did on A Young Man in the Three. He said he found out Father's Day morning is when he found out.
So Bane found out Father's Day morning.
By Zach Kleiman FaceTime
himself. Yeah.
Happy Father's Day. Cool. Can I call you?
Yeah. More interesting than that, Kenny Stubblefield, was the fact that KCP said, according to the way that they want to play, I feel like I can fit right in.
Yeah.
And he said something about seeing guys that they were getting ready for Las Vegas, which makes you think that, one, he's been in town already, and two, he's had some level of conversation with Grizzlies general manager Zach Kleiman.
Maybe Tomas Islo.
And Tomas Islo, yeah. So I'm like, okay, if they've had this conversation with him, he's been in town, and they're saying that he feels like, from the conversation they had, I feel like I'm a good fit for where they're trying to go and what they're trying to do. It seems like we're going to have a few more KCP type guys on the radar for the Memphis Grizzlies. Guys can defend. He's got that dog in him like that. He said that he's already kind of cool with some of the guys on the team. So I'm thinking, okay, who are you cool with on this team, bro?
Yeah, who is he cool with?
I'm thinking maybe Ja. Ja probably is a guy who probably fools with KCP. Jaren's cool with freaking everybody in the league, for the most part. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's vice president of the Players Association. I'm sure he's cool.
Jaren's just a guy that just kind of fools with a lot of dudes. I've heard that Jaren is a very social, out on the town type dude, but he just doesn't do that in Memphis. Like, you don't see him out here in the mean streets of the M. But I heard that Ja is kind of out there on the scene when he goes out of town. I don't know. I don't know who he. Drop in the comments who you think he may be connected to. I don't know. I don't know who where he says, I know he said, I'm cool with a few of the guys over there. He was like, he said Ja, he said J-Jack, which is crazy because nobody calls Jaren J-Jack in Memphis, but everybody else who says Jaren's name, they call him J-Jack.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah. I don't know, man, but that sounds dope. Like he said he wants to be here. He says he says he feels like this is more of a fit for his game here. And he wants a championship. He's not just coming here to get a paycheck. He wants to win. And and I'm sure that he had some level of conversation with Zach Kleiman or Tomas Islo to make him feel like there's something he can do here in the M. I'm excited about KCP. I like his energy. He's a family man. Yeah. We finally got a wife on this team.
Yeah, dude.
We traded one family man for a guy that's got a 5-piece, a guy who's got a wife and 3 kids. So I think he's got a child that's 13 as well. Like, we ain't had a dude like that in a minute, bro.
Oh man,
we haven't had a dude like that on this team in a minute.
A real true live grown dude,
big ass kids. Like, we ain't had that in a long time, bro. Maybe Zebo and Tony. Like, maybe, and Tony had little bitty kids when he was here.
Derek
Rose,
I mean, he has a kid at Lausanne, but
yeah, man. But so shout out to KCP and his interview in that podcast today.
That was dope.
Yeah. Number 2, Kenny Stubblefield, Angel Reese has dropped a line of merchandise. I guess it's under her brand. I don't know if it's Reebok stuff or not. But Mebounds is the merchandise brand.
That's so good.
Bro, I love it, bro.
She's so good.
Like, man, I don't know who is. It can't just be her brain. Like, it has to be somebody. You know what? It might be her, bro. I'm not gonna downplay her like that. This might be strictly coming from her brain, bro. But she has a line of merchandise. Of course, it's girly as hell. Of course, it's popping as hell. Of course, it's blinging, and it's her with Mebounds. Of course, Mebounds are what people say. She goes out there and she's doing. She's only rebounding. She's only getting rebounds off of her missed shots. So, yeah, we had rebounds. We had Z-bounds here in Memphis with Zach Randolph.
Yeah.
And now we got Me-bounds with Angel Reese. And she is milking it, and she is making this a brand.
I love it.
Yeah, man. Whatever you say about her, man, she's going to get her paper. And that little 75K the WNBA got for her, she going to go and get it when you done, for sure. So I'm not mad at it, but go ahead.
No, I just think it's hilarious. I do think it's funny. Have you started to see I got two things I've been seeing online that I wanted to talk to you about. One of them has to do, not that I feel like I'm buying into what all the other national media does. Every time Angel Reese's name is mentioned, you got to bring up Caitlin Clark. But have you been seeing a bunch of like media that like Outkick is like saying they're starting to like go, man, Caitlin Clark's a flopper, bro.
Bro, I had that as my 1B in my head, but forgot to put it to you in the notes. Yes. The fact that people are turning on Caitlin Clark like, yeah, bro, this
pretty
chick
funny.
She's doing the most, bro.
Like that last one that they had where it made ESPN highlights of like, oh, there was a violent altercation in this WNBA game. And you look at it and you go, bro. Like,
and it's Caitlin Clark self-harming herself out there.
She's self-harming herself.
Man, get out of here, man. Like, hey, like the guy was saying, she's a heck of a player, bro.
Yeah.
But, man, it's obvious that she's flopping. And it's obvious that she talks a lot of shit. and people are like, no, bro, you're not even finna buzz my ass and talk shit to me, bro. I'm about to hit you in your mouth.
But I kind of like it, though. I like that she's a shit talker. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, do it. Like, do your thing.
Man.
But hey,
bro,
when you get knocked, when you get pressed, don't fall.
Even like that time that with the hard foul with her and when her and Angel got into it a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, bro, that lady was not innocent in none of that, bro. Like, they showed another angle where she clearly pushed her with the offhand.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. But I love it.
There's another online thing that's going on right now that I wanted to ask you about. I don't know if I've seen it reputably from anybody that has like sourcing or anything like that around it, but I'm seeing and reading a few posts that the Grizzlies have told Luke Kennard they're not signing him. Is that real?
I saw that on Reddit or somewhere like that. That somebody said that, or it's part of. They said it came out when the release about the trade happened or something like that. But I don't think that's breaking news though, because it's pretty clear that they're trying to get Jaren's last year of his deal renegotiated and extended. For that to happen, you have to denounce the rights to Luke Kennard.
Well, the breaking news of it is that it said breaking news.
Yeah.
But the story of it that was interesting to me was they said they've had that conversation with him already. Do we know if that's
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard this happening. I don't doubt it though. Man, the Grizzlies, just like with this whole Desmond Bain thing, the KCP thing, like they don't do the weird stuff when it comes down to this. They're straight up with these guys. I remember when Jay Crowder was here, John's rookie year. He was going around saying, hey, they already told me they're about getting ready to trade me. I don't want to go though. Like, but they told me I'm probably going to get dealt. You remember that? Like that's how transparent those guys are about that type of stuff. I'm sure they've already had that conversation with me.
I do love that about Zach Kleiman, man. When Bain comes out and says, yeah, he FaceTimed me, and he doesn't owe him that. All he has to do is really talk to the agent if he wants to.
Right.
But
he said he didn't hear from his agent. He heard it straight from Zach himself.
Which is cool, man. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. Number 3, Kenny, you said we have an update for the University of Memphis as far as conference realignment news could happen. I'm sitting rubbing my hand, man. Birdman, hand rub, man. Ready for the good news. The Tigers are going to what conference, getting stuff with it?
We don't know. And here's the update is I got a little bit more clarity. And I'll just go kind of behind the fourth wall of the Anthony Sain show, green room, pre-show talk that we had. Right. You bring it up to me. You say, hey, I think we should talk about the Memphis Tiger realignment stuff. And my response to you was, I don't care at this point. Yeah. Like I'm kind of over it, right? Yeah. Like I'm kind of getting
my chain snatched.
Yeah. Like I'm kind of like, I'm finding it very difficult to get really concerned about it. But I think a lot of that came from just not having a whole lot of clarity about what's going on. What it sounds like is right now in college football specifically and in college sports in general, there are 4 power conferences, right? There's the Big 12, the Big 10, the SEC, and the ACC. Mm-hmm. The Pac-12 up until last year was one of those big power conferences but then they kind of lost a bunch of guys, and they've been working to try to find behind the scenes, get some other teams in, but they don't have their power conference status anymore. And so there's 4 of them. It was the Power 5. Now it's the Power 4. Memphis has been linked to the Pac-12, the new Pac-12,
whatever it is,
whatever it is, for a while now. There was an offer put on the table. Ed Scott, within the first couple of months that he was here as the athletic director, turned that down and said basically we don't have enough time to make it make sense. Number 2, he said there's too much left on the table. The Pac-12 is still looking to get their TV rights deal. They're still looking to figure out like who's going to be in there, when it's going to happen. The big thing is that Memphis has an exit fee they have to pay the American Athletic Conference to get out. Right. And the Pac, normally a conference that brings
pays it for you,
pays it for you, and they were saying we'll pay you like a $2 million, right?
We'll put some on it. We'll throw some on there.
We'll throw some change on it. And it was just kind of like, well, there's no reason to do that, right? Because we still don't know anything about what the numbers would be for joining the Pac-12 in terms of media rights deals and things like that. Well, now the conversation is that Memphis is being approached by the Pac-12 about possibly becoming a football-only member of the Pac-12. And then the rest of the sports would go to the Big East. The basketball and the Olympic sports would go to the Big East. Sounds great. There's been a lot of pushback, I think.
It does sound really good.
I mean, the Big East sounds awesome, right? Like the Big East sounds great.
UConn and whoever else over there,
yeah, lots of like St. John's is there. Like, I mean, it's great. Like Creighton is there. I mean, just really, really good opponents, in basketball specifically. But
is that Marquette? Is that where Marquette is too?
No, Marquette is. Are they? They might be. I don't know. Anyway, the thing is, and I've been having a bunch of discussions about this with people. There seems to be kind of some pushback. There's 2 different fields of Memphis people, right? Like Memphis people, where they're at with it. There's some that are saying, get us out of this conference, the AAC, whatever it takes, just get us out. Even if it means taking a beating for the first couple of years financially, get us out of this conference because we need to move on from this conference because things are changing in the landscape of college sports.
And it's probably a better chance of you getting pulled out from a Pac-12 Big East thing.
Yeah.
To one of the Big 4. It's probably a better chance of getting pulled up from there than it is to get pulled up from where you are now.
The big issue, though, Anthony, was that to be able to join a conference like that, you have to sign. There's a thing called the grant of rights that you have to sign to join that conference. And the rumor is that the Pac-12's new grant of rights was going to be an 8, 10, 12-year grant of rights. And so the conversation is, if you've been paying attention to a lot of the conferences and the presidents of the commissioners of these conferences talking, there is this trend that's happening with college sports right now. Well, by the year 2030, things are going to look completely different. Like, we're talking about super leagues. We're talking about potential breakoffs for the NCAA, having like 2 tiers of teams, like 70 teams in tier 1 that are going to play, that are going to be the best teams in college sports. And then the rest of it will be kind of a regulation system where you can kind of go up, down, back and forth between the 2 tiers. There's talking about like major, like the SEC and the Big 12 or the Big 10, basically forming a 2-conference super league where there's like 25 conference teams in each one of those. So there's 50 teams altogether in these 2 conferences, and everybody else is left out. And so the question is like, okay, with all of these changes happening in 2030 potentially, would Memphis want to then sign an 8, 10, 12-year grant of rights to join the Pac-12 and be completely left out of any of those kinds of conversations? Right? Yesterday,
that sounds kind of crazy what you just said too. I'm still trying to.
Right.
You kind of glazed over that, but go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
We're talking about college football playoff changing. We're talking about all this kind of stuff. But what came out yesterday and what kind of gives me a little bit more clarity is the Pac-12 came out yesterday and said, if you sign with the Pac-12, the grant of rights, the initial grant of rights will be 5 years. So what's 2025 plus 5?
Lines up with 2030. Something about to happen. Something crazy like this about to happen.
Something crazy is happening. So
NCAA is out of here.
Yeah, and I think you are going to see, even if there was like an 8 to 10 to 12 year grant of rights signed, You are going to see with this expansion of the Super League, potentially with these 2-tiered systems, with the revenue sharing and all that kind of stuff that's going to be happening with this house settlement that just passed. You are going to see the NCAA being swamped with lawsuits to get out of contracts with conferences. You're going to see all this kind of stuff. And I think within 5 years, college sports is going to look completely different than what it looks like right now.
Yeah, it'll be
and where's Memphis? And where's Memphis going to be? You know,
and that equation, it feels like we're going to be good though. If you're talking about 100, you're talking about 50 teams in the conference. That might be kind of crazy.
Yeah, you never know.
That might be kind of crazy for real though, especially when they're talking about somewhere it fluctuates.
Yeah,
poor Vanderbilt. You know what I mean?
Poor Vanderbilt. Yeah. Poor Wake Forest in the ACC. Right?
Crap, I'm down there with the Bums.
Yeah. So just a little update. There's not a big update in terms of this is what Memphis is doing, but I think it's just kind of laying the groundwork for Memphis is gonna. I don't know if they're gonna make a move. I have heard completely different things about the Pac-12. Like I've heard, you got national guys saying Pac-12 is interested. I've heard from locally from people in the know that Memphis is pursuing another opportunity with another conference in Texas and Oklahoma and all that kind of.
Out to John Morant,
right? Like you're seeing. So there's just options out there. I just think the question is what. My concern is if Memphis doesn't make a move right now, are they going to get left behind? Right? Like the AAC, if they stay in the AAC, are they going to get left behind? And the conversation, Anthony, is, especially on the football side of things, well, they can't even win that conference. So, why should they have the right to go up there? Yeah. That's not what this is about. This is about markets. This is about money. And this is about an investment into the program. And the wins and losses means nothing, because if that was the case, Vanderbilt would have been gone a long time ago out of the SEC.
It seems like Ed Scott really might be in a position to really make something real sick happen over the next 2 or 3 years, man.
Potentially.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, let's take another break, man. When we come back, Inside the Sain Brain, Anthony Sain Show, Friday edition. Let's get it.
In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
Biggest needs going into draft night are what? And I'm not saying specifically a draft pick need. I'm saying needs for the team that you could address on or before draft night.
I still think that whatever the best talent is at the 16th position, as long as it is not somebody who is undersized, if there's somebody that is a really good shooter, that's kind of what they've been known to do. But they also have another skill set. But shooting is one of the high parts, and that would be huge, especially if you're talking about playing alongside Ja, playing alongside Jaren, and what they do in terms of drawing double teams. So that would be the things that would be high on my list.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. There was another video Kendrick Stubblefield that came out.
Yeah,
Kendrick Perkins with the B team of Gilbert Arenas' podcast. It was, I don't know what I was watching, bro, but it was like the guys from Gill show, but no Gill.
Right.
But Kendrick Perkins was on
With
video.
with another host. The main host wasn't there.
Hey man, I'm like, bro, like
Yeah,
I don't
do your thing.
And I don't see Gill. Like what are y'all dudes doing? Like this is I don't see Michael, I don't see Jermaine. It was Tito and Marlon. I don't know what they was doing. It was Jackson 3. Plus Kendrick Perkins. But anyway, I didn't have this in my rundown, but I'm sure people may want to know my thoughts on this. A lot of people are going to say things about the Grizzlies that we may get offended by. And I'm not saying I agree with those things that they say, but I understand why they're saying the stuff they say. Like if that's their viewpoint, let them have it, bro. Like I don't have time to argue with these dudes all the summer. If a guy thinks Jaren's overrated, if a guy says, Jaws missed so-and-so games for the last 2 years, they gotta do something about that. Like what? Like he's been hurt, bro. Like what do you want to do? Like,
they went through. I saw somebody go through the injuries. I saw somebody go through the injuries Jaws had, and it's like, man,
Ja's got to work on his body, bro. Like Ja has to do his part to protect his body. I've said that, but like I don't like the stuff that people say. I get why they say it. Like I'll let them have it, bro. But like the Grizzlies do have some points to prove. They've got to prove people wrong this year on the court. So I don't. Whatever. That's my default response to anybody's criteria of the Grizzlies between now and October, whatever, when the season starts.
I got something else I want to share with you real quick.
Go ahead.
A trade proposal has been put out, but I wanted to throw it out there to you.
From who? Who put the proposal out?
I don't, and I wish I could tell you who it is. It looks like it's off of ESPN. It has that formatting on it. But the screenshot that I got cropped out who actually did it. So I don't know, but it looks like it's from an ESPN source. But it says title of it is Memphis lands proven scorer. All right. The Brooklyn Nets get Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, John Conchar, number 16 pick, 2028 first via Orlando, 2030 first round swap for worse of Memphis and Orlando. Memphis gets Cam Johnson in the number 27 pick in this year's draft.
Who are we got going up? KCP and who?
KCP and John and Con.
Yeah, I do that. Hey, KCP, I love you.
Hey, man. Shout out to you.
We just got done giving you props. Hey, sign me up. I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that happen. But the framework being Brandon Clark instead of no, how much KCP make?
Whew.
He make twice what Clark make.
Yeah, he makes quite a bit. Yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad at it at all, bro.
Yeah. Chris Anthony said this. I love this. It's true. I was talking about the injuries that he's had. There's no exercise that can get you stop you from getting clipped out of the
I mean,
air.
John's had some crazy stuff happen to him, bro.
Like car crash kind of injuries, bro.
When you get a Jake LaRavia pass on a fast break,
Jesus.
y'all thought Jake LaRavia was Denny Avia this year, right? Y'all had him. Yeah.
Whenever I saw Jake on a break, I was like,
oh my God, something's about to break, literally.
Oh my God!
So I told y'all that Jake was Luka. When John has to catch Alley's on the receiving end of a Jake LaRavia pass, like imagine having to go through that all season long. Yep. But yeah, man, somebody who does give a great assist, Kenny Stubblefield, is our good friends at Trilogy Tattoo Company. 27 years in the business on Highland. The name ain't changing, no matter how things realign with the University of Memphis or what things happen in college sports.
Yep.
Trilogy Tattoo ain't changing, man. They're here to help you tell your story via your tattoos, man. Richie Jarvis has been dropping some things he's got coming up in the future. I'm super excited about some things that are happening at Trilogy Tattoos as well, man.
Hopefully we can be a part of it.
Be a part of what they're doing. Shout out to them. One area location on Highland. They've been there forever, and they will be there forever. Trilogy Tattoos, 27 years in the business. Don't trust your story to just anybody, man. Let Trilogy Tattoo bring the glory out of your story. hey, Rich, that's gonna cost you, bro. Ain't no way. You ain't get that for free, bro. I'm gonna sue you.
Man.
I'm gonna sue you, man. Richard Free, bro.
Hey, shut the doors, man. Shut the doors. We need 40,000.
Close the doors. Hey, we need 40,000. Hey, Richie. Hey, forget that. Hey, if you use that, bro, my lawyer's gonna call you, bro. For real. Hey, bro. Hey, I need 40,000. Close the doors.
Close the doors.
Yeah, man. But shout out to our good friends at Trilogy Tattoo. Hey, that was off the dome too, bro. Hey,
That was good.
off the dome.
That was good.
Hey, that was off the dome.
I like
Oh,
that.
also, a programming update, man. We did not have a church review on last Monday because of Father's Day. I wouldn't. My father's house was my house.
Dude, you're too good with this. Stop it. You were
Hey,
too
my
good
father's
with
house
this.
was my house on Sunday.
That's a
And there would
t-shirt.
not be one. Yeah, there would not be one Monday either due to being out of town with the kids and Julia at Magic Springs this weekend. But Kenny, it's time for Inside the Same Brain, where I talk about what is on a brother's mind.
Yeah.
Sad news in the city of Memphis. There's so many like isolated like groups of interest here in the city. Like you have, this is a sports town, right? You have like, you have your Grizzlies fans and you have your Tiger fans and you have your Tiger football fans. You have people who are fans of all three, right? Tiger basketball, football, Grizzlies. You have so many. I had no clue that people really gave a damn about the showboats until we saw some watch parties and there were people packed house for showboats. I was like, I bet. I didn't know this was a thing. Like, and then I talked about the outdoors people, how like, Bass Pro Shop has a community. Another community that is tried and true in the city of Memphis, Kenny Stubblefield, is the wrestling scene. Wrestling is a big deal here in the city of Memphis for anybody who's watching out of town who's not aware of those things. And it mainly was because of the local wrestling scene here. Channel 5, just to show you how big wrestling was in the city of Memphis, Channel 5 news station had a wrestling studio where they were doing wrestling shows in the news. Imagine that today, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine that today of WMC5 with Doc Holliday and Matt Enfield. They're hosting a wrestling show. You know what I mean? Like,
be incredible.
That's coming out of that. That's coming out of there, and it's a major show. Like Saturday morning, people are tuning into this thing.
Like folks that are fighting on the national circuit,
are coming through here. Imagine there's no NXT, right, and the NXT guys are fighting in Memphis. That's what it was. Going on.
That's what
Memphis
it was
a training ground for the WWE at the time, and because of that, the city of Memphis has always been had a local wrestling scene. There was a renaissance or a resurgence of this scene probably in the last 12 years or so, 12 to 15 years or so, Kenny Stubblefield, with different organizations coming up. And one of the OGs in this resurgence of local wrestling passed away. Let's pull the graphic up, Kenny. I know him as V-Man. His name is Varian Baker. Passed away tragically yesterday, surprisingly yesterday. I didn't really know him.
Yeah.
I knew him from a fan standpoint. I knew when I started going to local shows, Gabe is 11, so I probably started going to local shows maybe 8 years ago. Gabe is probably 9 years ago when Gabe was 2, something like that. I would go to the local shows, and he was one of the first guys I saw. Huge guy, man. You can see even just in this picture here, you can tell this dude's probably big, probably like about 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah,
talked a lot of shit on the mic, man. Just got the crowd engaged. Was just an amazing dude. And as I got more behind the scenes in the local wrestling world and getting to know these guys and going to different shows and working alongside certain organizations, and when I was doing the show with Flynn, Dustin Starr was a weekly guest on our show, and I got to learn things from talking to Dustin on and off the show, and then working with 901 Wrestling, I got to meet certain guys, and I would hear like people talk about who trained them. Like, I was trained under so and so. And what happens is, man, it's one of those things where everybody, like a lot of people want to get involved in the wrestling scene, but you got to have somebody that's going to take you under your wing and show you the ropes. And sometimes guys charge you like hell to do that.
Yeah,
you get finessed. There's scammers out here with that type of stuff. And he was a guy who, and I talked to some of the black wrestlers in town, and they would say, man, you got, he was the guy that we went to, like, V-Man, a Variant, he trained all of us. He trained me. He trained us. He was the guy that a lot of the black wrestlers were trained by. And Ken, there are a lot. The local wrestling scene seems very integrated to me. It seems like there are a lot it feels probably 50-50 as far as black to white in the city of Memphis. And because of that, and just the imprint I've seen on social media with guys who said that he's trained them, seems like he's had a fingerprint on a lot of the local wrestling scene. When I just see some of the names who say, "Oh, that was Big Bro, that was my mentor. I owe everything to him. Like, he trained me. He was the guy that gave me a shot." I just wonder like what that looks like, because Ken, there's not a lot of rings in the city of Memphis. There's not a lot of gyms where these guys can do their thing at. Most guys pretty much train from show to show, and he was taking the time to train what seems like dozens of wrestlers here in the city of Memphis, man. And I just see some of my friends, some guys I've became friends of mine over the years, guys that are great guys, fathers, just young guys. And they're all like so many of the wrestlers in the city of Memphis. They're mostly, in their early 20s, late 20s, early 30s. And I think the V-Man was probably my age or a little older.
He was a little bit
so
older.
he was the OG. He was the big bro to so many of these guys, man. And like I said, I'm the type of person who I like to see what people are passionate about. I like to be around things that excite people and make them motivated. And to see the effect of my friends that he had on their lives, he had to have been an amazing dude. Rest in peace to him. Varian Baker passed away yesterday. Yeah, he was born in 1971, so he's a little older than me. He's 8 years older than me, so he's about 53. And it makes even more sense. He really was, a big brother and a mentor to guys that I call my friends. So you may not know who he was, might not know he passed away, but to the people in the local wrestling community, he was truly an amazing giant, literally and figuratively, for the guys in the city of Memphis. Well, Kenny, it's been a good one, man. Great week. Another Anthony Sain show. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us, man. The numbers it seems like we're getting out of algorithm hell, Kenny.
I think so.
The numbers are looking good, man. They're getting back to where we want them to be.
Y'all can help us. Y'all can help us. Keep liking, keep commenting, keep all that, sharing it everywhere, please.
And commenting in the live stream is super dope. But once we end the show, go to YouTube where it's actual. Once the stream is over, go to the comment side. Let us know what you thought about the show outside of the live comments, because the post show comments are even better to help our algorithm, help us get out of algorithm hell. Seems like we're kind of out of it, man. Seems like we've teared up a little bit.
I do have a question for the commenters.
Algorithm hell. Yeah.
For the commenters at the end of the show.
And I don't have them pulled up today, and I feel so much more focused, man, because I sit there and read all y'all stuff. It told me y'all so bad, but go ahead.
I do have a question for the comment section after the show. The Grizzlies have the 16th pick, and this draft is coming up in 6 days.
Yep.
Are you team trade the pick, or are you team draft the pick? And is there any player in this draft that you would trade the pick to move up in this draft to get?
Mm-hmm. Yep. There are two dudes in the draft I would chase for sure.
Who?
The one is the Dairy Queen kid. I would go up for him. And if my boy Nick Clifford is at 14 and the Thunder up next, I'm whoever's at 14, hey, get on the phone and go trade that dude. Go get that dude.
I said the same thing until I listened to Chip Williams talk about
what Chip say from on $2 today, right?
Yeah, on $2. Go check out. You'll see the clip on our YouTube channel. You'll see it. It'll be posted in a second.
He ain't sitting bad, but my boy Nick.
He's not a big fan. And I'll tell you why. He said his ceiling is low, but his floor is high. Like he is what he is.
Yeah.
He is what he is. He's really good at a lot of things, but he's not elite at anything.
You know who he could be though?
Who?
Shout out to the Indiana Pacers. The dude that came in who got the Dylan Brooks comps. He's like 30 already. I can't think of his name.
The mustache?
Light skinned dude. He was all rookie, first or second team. He was older.
For the Pacers.
He played for the Pacers. He don't play for them no more though. Good God, y'all know who I'm talking about. Put it in the comments, man. Y'all know who I'm talking about, bro. Had kind of like an edge, a little chip on his shoulder.
He said, so Chip said two guys he would chase in this draft. Derek Queen is one. And he said, I don't know how you feel about this because he's a Duke guy. Con Knipple is a guy he would chase.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Duke guy. So I don't, but he said Con Knipple is one of those dudes. You know who his comp was? And he said, listen, I want to pump the brakes on the comps. He's not a big fan of comps, but he said in terms of the way he plays, in terms of the way how he facilitates and how he scores, he's got a lot of Luka Doncic in his game.
Hey, I heard Chip say that before though about somebody. I can't remember who it was. Yeah. Hey, you know a dude that did get Luka comps coming out of wherever he came from?
Who?
Denny Avia did get poor man's Luka Doncic comps for real. And he's kind of morphing into more of a playmaker type wing.
Bro, but You talk to the Portland guys, the Portland fans, he's untouchable in Portland.
He's good. He's still young too, bro. That dude's good. He can play.
Yeah.
He can play. Well, Kim, we about to slide up out of here, man. Dare I say that when we come back, all right, okay. Yes or no? Yes or no? Quick answer. Will the Grizzlies make another deal between now and Monday?
No. I think they're gonna go draft.
Draft night.
I think a draft night trade.
Well, we got to get up out of here, man. For Kenny Stubblefield, this is Anthony Sain. We'll see y'all Monday, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.